Hey everyone, today we're going to be installing a DV8 rear diff cover for a 6th gen Bronco. It's not too bad of a job. You only need a 10mm and 13mm socket wrench, or if you want to make your life a little easier, small impact. And this is probably a 1 or 2 beer job, but we're talking about me here, so it's going to be an all the beers job. And do yourself a favor. Anytime you're installing something, go ahead and get the magnetic tray and just put all the hardware in it. It'll make your life so much easier. And go ahead and get out a floor jack too. You can do it without it, but it definitely makes it easier. I'll show you why later. Move to the floor jack. It's beer time. Alright, first thing you need to do is remove these 2 bolts. You can look on here and it's pretty easy to tell which ones you got to remove. Don't worry, no fluids coming out. Next, you want to go ahead and put these plates in. It doesn't matter top or bottom, they're the same. But it's got these 2 little tabs, and those will hold it in place. You just slide them up in here, and they'll hold themselves up. So now you want to take your floor jack and lift it up, and since you have these bolts going in these 2 slots, you kind of want to keep it backwards a little bit and then move it forward when you get it into place. And remember to go underneath your brake line here. Just kind of push it forward from there. And let your jack hold it up for you. You want to go ahead and thread in these 2 bolts. You do not want to tighten them yet. You need to be able to wiggle this thing around. Now when you put these on, do not use the lock washers for these 2 bolts. I did that the first time because there's no real instructions, and before my torque wrench ever even clicked, it squeezed out the lock washers. So I backed them out and took these out. Don't even bother with that. Just the flat washers. So sometimes it's a little difficult to get this stuff lined up. So what I just did is knocked the plate down, but you can reach up behind here and put it back on. So don't panic. So this is where the floor jack really comes in handy. Is both of these that I've done, I've had to use the floor jack to kind of line stuff up. Once you get them threaded in, don't tighten them. You never tighten any of this stuff until you're got everything threaded in. Now we'll do the other side. Another 2 bolts in. It's time for a beer. You know, The only room in my house that has carpet is the garage. That's so weird. And it doesn't go well for people that like to off-road. Whose decision was that? So for this part, we got these two little tabs, and they go one on this side, one on the other, and they are completely different because of this wiring harness. So if you try to put this one on, it gets blocked by that. So that's why they made this offset one, to kind of sneak in under that. And as you can see, once again, this does not quite line up. So that's where a floor jack comes in handy again. I do gotta say, I am not a big fan of these tabs. They seem to fit way too tight. There's a lot of pressure on them, and these bolts holding them on are pretty small. So I do kind of wish they would come up with a better system for this. Something to pay attention to is that it kind of needs, the bolt needs to kind of point up slightly at an angle. It's kind of against human nature to want it to go at an angle, but that's how it goes. This Texas boy is not cut out for Florida summers, and it's only April. Once you got the tabs on, tighten down, and you can just go tighten everything else.